and welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. This is the PSA TV. I'm Avalon Williams. We have just gotten an update from the Met Office of Trinidad and Tobago, where they are advising citizens to monitor their areas for today because of the early morning. There's going to be a lot of street flash flooding, landslides, landslips, and gusty winds. So you can go up on the Met Office website to keep updated of what's happening with the weather today in Trinidad and Tobago, because it has started this morning until later this evening. So joining us again as we continue with our Eye on Labor segment here at PSA TV, from the CDA office, the chairperson, which is Mr. Keegan Toyloy. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm good. I'm good, Avalon. It's actually vice chairperson.
Right, yeah. The vice chairperson, sorry about that. How was the weather? I know the weather is really bad this morning.
I'm fortunate enough to drive, so that doesn't affect me like the others who travel, right?
So I know there's a lot going on at CD. I released a story earlier last week where salaries were being held back for 6 months, and due to the president, Mr. Watson Duke, it was released. Could you give me a little info on what's happening there? It started since September of last year?
Yeah, since September, October last year, salaries have been paid late. Initially, because of the financial situation in the country, the excuse was we didn't have money, right? Now, to be honest, there were months that CDA was scrambling to get money to pay employees.
Right.
So that was. But recently, that hasn't been the case in however long. You know, every month, like clockwork, pay is being. I want to say it's being paid late, but it leads us to believe it's being held back.
Do you think it's some sort of victimization? Someone is tampering with employees' salary?
I know. I don't want to. Victimization. I don't want to say victimization. I want to say vindictiveness, right? The payment of salary should be an operational issue. And good practice or good governance dictates that salary should be paid, and the CEO, the general manager are the ones that should have the authority to release pay. Because pay doesn't change much every month. See, they're not paying overtime. Right? So it's not to say there's a variation in thing. Once the funds are there, salary is supposed to be paid. Right? And then according to law, in the Civil Service Act, I think it's section 39, not sure, I think it's 39, there's a specific date to pay salaries, which is the second to last day of the working day of the month, right? CDA, because at one point in time they said that, well, I mean, we are a state agency, but they try to make the point that they are a corporate body, and they changed the pay date to the 28th of the month. And employees accepted it because, you know, we said that the financial situation, it gives them a few more days to pay us, right? We've adjusted. Employees then went on to adjust their salary, their standing orders, and their mortgages to suit to that date. But now they come in and they're paying late on that date now, right? But at CDA, the board has control over releasing salaries. And it's a bad practice. It's a bad, in a state agency, in government and ministry, boards act as they are responsible for the strategic operation and the strategic growth of a state body and a statutory body. They should not be involved in day-to-day runnings of the business. And from the time you have that where the board is fully responsible of every check that has to sign has to go to the board, right? And it shouldn't be like that. And I'm talking about from $500 to $5 million has to go to the board. And once you have that, you will have a delay. But our members, I mean, CDA is a small place. We have 38 monthly paid at head office, right? So information is not, and the information is not a secret. So we have members who work in finance, and they do their duty. They prepare the pay, they send it up for signing on time, and there is money in the account, right? It's confirmed that there's money in the account. But for whatever reason, the money is being held back. This month in particular, so it reached a stage where the workers couldn't take it anymore, so the union was contacted. Mr. Kovov is our representative. We spoke to him first, on the Friday, I think the Friday was the 28th, right? When we mentioned to him, look, money is not in the bank yet. It don't look like he made a phone call management, they couldn't answer him, tried to call back, they didn't answer him. So Monday morning, President Duke contacted, I think he contacted the GM first. And GM said, give me an hour, I'll call you back. And then I believe he contacted the board member, right? And it's only in contacting the board member and expressing his disgust, is the word I like to use, right?
Do you think if Mr. Duke was not there and he had not intervened, do you think you would have been paid?
Yes, we would have paid late. I can't tell you when we would have been paid, but
you would have been paid late.
We would have been paid late,
yeah,
you know?
Because I have been talking with Dixie Ann Williams, and I listened to, her tone. She was very passionate, the fact that, Mr. Duke intervened and, everything was
yes,
okay.
That's fine, and it shouldn't have to be like that.
That's exactly what she said,
yeah,
too. She
shouldn't
had to come
be.
to that stage where Mr. Duke goes on a live to carry on and make phone calls, and
yeah, for
it doesn't look good to the organization as well.
And we suspect that, we have suspected, we are PSA members, but they are NUJ members, daily paid members, and they have been being paid, they worse off than us, they are being paid late every fortnight. So we suspect that, I don't know what's the reason for it.
Right.
It shouldn't be that they are paying us late. They always preach that CDA is in a financial situation. I don't know if this is the reason why they're doing it. They're trying to prove a point to say that we're really in a financial situation.
Right.
But good governance dictates you, how much employees we have. It didn't only take Mr. Duke to make the phone call, The daily paid workers showed up Monday morning at the head office to find out what's going on.
Okay.
Right? And then on the Saturday, they had a low turnout for the estate police officers. They had a low turnout because, and it's not being spiteful that they're not coming to work. People genuinely don't have money to come to work. Right? You rally and you have money a couple of days because the salaries that some of these work for is next to nothing. People in 2019 still working for $5,000 and $6,000 a month, right? And you working for that $6,000 a month, and you working at the authority 18 and 19, 20 years. So that in itself, that's madness, that's craziness.
It is. I wanted to touch a bit on the pension plan you all have ongoing with Sagico. What's the situation going on there?
We recently got a letter in May, the end of May, I think it's 29 to be exact. And the letter basically states, now, the pension plan started in 2015, right? We came on board in 2016. And at the time of signing up, I think it's July 2016 we signed up. It started June 2015. And the time of signing up, we had concerns about the arrears because they told us it started from 2015 and it's a contributory plan where the employee pays half and CDA pays half. So we were concerned, okay, that year back arrears you're talking about, how is it going to be handled?
Right.
And they told us at the time, a chairman at the time, a GM, two GMs, an acting GM and another GM told us at the time, CDA will cover the cost because it's not the employees, we are not at fault. So we got a letter in May this year, last month, the end of May, saying that we are obligated to pay the arrears outstanding, and the employees, and we the employees, have to meet with HR and management to work out a payment plan to pay this arrears. Now some of these arrears is not small money. You're talking about thousands of dollars.
Right.
There's some employees, based on their salary, you're talking about up to $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 you have to pay to go back into this plan. And that's craziness.
It
right?
is.
So we contacted the union. One thing I could say about the PSA members now, in the past, a lot of workers were afraid to get the union involved, but this crop of members and the management team we have now, the section we have now, we're not afraid to do it because it reached a point where workers, if we don't, you don't want to get people so upset they might turn violent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So we contacted the PSA, we contacted Mr. Kova, who I must say is very active with us. We let him know what's happening. Mr. Kova came down the CDA the same day, and they even stopped him by the gate. All that bacchanal going on.
Okay.
You just coming to meet with your employees. We're not coming to strike, right? We're not coming to encourage a strike, and you're stopping him by the gate. But he eventually came in, and we let him know about it. Lo and behold, the next day after that, they send out, the same afternoon they send out an email after workers leave. But I have email on my phone, so I saw it, saying that they want to set up a pension committee made up of some management members and some employees, right? And the election of these members will happen the next day. This was the Thursday, the 6th. Our PSA, our NATUC March was Friday the 7th. And they want this election to happen on the Friday the 7th, knowing very well that they're having a NATUC March, right? So we just ignored it. We ignored it.
Vindictive.
Yeah, it's being vindictive. We ignored it. Those employees who were in office did not go to attend the election to vote for any member, the manager of that pension committee, because as far as we can, we're talking about, it's 2016. We're talking about 4 years now, right? And you all now want to put together a committee because Mr. Kova, PSA, reached down there and PSA get involved. It can't work like that. And since then, we haven't heard anything about it. They haven't said that they're still doing this committee. We haven't gotten back any information about pension, anything. So we spoke with Mr. Kova and he guided us on things that we needed to do. Right? One of them being a request to get information through the Freedom of Information, which we did, because at the time we were told in the minutes of the meeting, the board approved that they will pay the arrears. Right? Now we have another document, operating document, a memo, where the HR manager at the time confirmed that they pay the arrears. But we still want to get the board minutes, right? So we take that course of action. Mr. Kova advised us, this is the way we need to go. And once we get that information, and he advised us, we're not negotiating anything anymore, right? Because they have been trying. PSA has been writing to CDA on different issues, 3, 4, 5 occasions, and CDA has not been responding to them. So we're at a stage now, we're not, as Mr. Kova said, we're not trying to settle this, negotiate and set this amicable anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? You also meant, a couple of weeks ago, they informed me about the health and safety issues at the CDA. Is it any difference today? Or is it
the toilet that was down is still down, right? Nothing has been done. The person who is also the HSC person, who is also a PSA member, he has been making attempts to try to get things done. But I'm guessing because of financial constraints, as the excuse they always use, it can't be done. We operate in a sick building, so much so one of the employees got pneumonia. And it's only when she got pneumonia that they decided they need to come and shampoo the carpet and treat the air. And then somebody else, another employee got sick with their asthma, their sinus, and they decided they're going to clean there now. So I think the HSC guy himself has now put through a request to get all areas clean. Right? We'll see how long it takes for that to happen, because the excuse is always, we don't have the funds to do it.
But why is it that CDA has a financial consultant person working on the board and hiring OJTs?
I would like to tell you that I know why. We had a finance manager. We had when the board changed, they changed it to a chief accountant, and she left in February 2018. I believe they brought on a financial consultant. I think he started in June 2018. So that's how long he's there.
Yeah.
Right, June 2018. And from what I understand, his mandate was to prepare the financial accounts for audit. So 2015, 16, 17. But he has been brought in. That was his mandate. And initially it was supposed to be a 3 to 6 month period. Right? He had been brought in, and he was introduced to us as though he is the manager of finance. Right? And employees were told that they need to report to him and give him assistance. Right? And this finance department is a whole issue, because you retrench workers in 2016 and 17 based on there's a ghost manpower audit. Those are one of the things that we requested in the FOI request, right? A ghost manpower audit that you had, and you retrench workers during 2016, 17. Finance being one of the many departments that extremely understaffed. You take employees from procurement, which is my department, to assist with finance, right? So much so that because they have experience in finance, they take them to assist finance, You bring in a consultant to sort out the financials, and you also told employees that he will also help with the day-to-day runnings of the business, right? I don't know what their definition of a consultant is, but to me, a consultant is paid a fee for a service, right? A consultant cannot be treated as a member of staff, right? And the consultant specifically, he brings in his couple workers who he subcontracts, and there's a next issue with him because he could never seem to keep a worker, right? But they have, one of the issues we have is they're bringing in OJTs specifically to help the consultant. You have an understaffed finance department, among other departments like customer service and national park and other areas, IT, right? You have understaffed. You bring in OJTs to fill the gap. So in IT, they have brought in OJTs. IT is now made up of one manager and a bunch of OJTs, right, that he has to train. Why not do that for finance and some others? You bring in 3 OJTs. One started this week, another one started this week, and we were told specifically to help the consultant. That's madness. That's madness. So what you paying the consultant for, right? That's some craziness. And he's there since June 2018. June 2019 made it a year he's there, right? And what has he shown? As a consultant, okay, you're brought in for a specific reason, but we have no finance manager. So make recommendations as to how you want to get the authority out of the situation we're in now. Right? Try to get some value for money from the money you're spending and nothing.
Would you say the staff and the managers have a good communication at CDA?
No.
Why would you say that?
There's no communication between staff and the GM. That's one, right? I can't say what's the reason for it. I don't know if she was mandated by the board to do it, to limit the communication. Our next way of communicating was and normally used to be through the HR manager. Now, every issue we bring up with the HR manager, we are told that they have to liaise with the IR consultant, right? When Mr. Duke contacted the GM or the board member about salaries, he was told that there's an IR issue and he needs to deal with the IR consultant. And I believe Mr. Duke was in uproar. He said, how is salaries an IR issue? Salaries is not an IR issue, right? And we are being told now, we as a new section are trying to implement, because as one of the, coming out of PSA's constitution, we're supposed to have non-crisis meetings. So we're trying to re-implement the non-crisis meetings. Wrote to the HR manager, she responded saying, yes, we want to meet whatever, and then she responds saying that the IR consultant is the one that we have to meet with. And that's not, why is that? A non-crisis meeting are meetings held monthly to deal with operational issues in the authority, right? Why should we have to deal with a consultant for operational issues? So it's the same thing they did with finance. You have to deal with the financial consultant for operational issues. Now you have to deal with the IR consultant for operational issues, right? And up to now, your schedule, just putting the same thing again, you schedule the first non-crisis meeting on the day that we had the march in Port of Spain, right? What are you doing that for? So obviously we responded, and we respond professionally, right? The management can't say that the CDA's section doesn't operate professionally. We responded professionally saying we want to reschedule, and we gave them options at different dates. And up to now we haven't heard a response yet, so we don't know what happened.
I know Keegan, you're not bashing the organization.
You're
trying to save the organization. Yeah. Is there anything in particular you would like to see improve with CDA?
The main thing is communication, right? We used to have, when the new board came in, and new chairman came in, and a new CEO, general manager came in, we used to have monthly staff meetings with staff, where the chairman himself used to come and talk to us. Now, I'm not saying we want the board to come and talk to us, because really and truly we don't want the board being involved in operational issues, but normal meetings with the GM. The GM we used to have the meetings, and the meetings have stopped, right? We used to be able to ask a simple question and get a simple answer. A simple thing like salaries. we understand that sometimes we're fighting to get the money to pay salaries, right? Communicate with us now. Tell staff, well, here what? You all, because of the situation, we're trying our best, but we might be paid a couple of days late, they might be paid a week late.
Yes.
We advise that you put things in place to try to safeguard yourself. We apologize. Simple things like some of the employees ask, okay, well, they have loans. Okay, well, give us a letter we could give to the bank to say, well, we're getting paid late now, right?
Yeah.
We can't get that. So that's basically it. Communicate with us. Let us know what happening. 4 years now, we're trying to find out about a pension plan, right? 4 years, we're trying to find out about a pension plan. A manpower audit was done in 2016-17, a ghost audit. That's another 4 years we're trying to find out what came out of this audit. The PSA has written to them, to CDA. President Duke has written to CDA to find out what comes out of this audit. I want to know how my members are being affected. Nothing, you know. And at the end of the day, nobody wants to take things to court, but there's so much matters in court, right? So much matters in court because of this, because of the lack of communication. And then you have matters in court, and you have an IR consultant who is dealing with the matters in court, and every time we sit down there to show up to court, the IR consultant don't show up. So it's delaying tactics again, you know? So that's all we want. At CDA, we want to know that because it's our business. It's our business. The money, this pension plan is not CDA paying everything. We contribute every month to this plan, right? We're responsible for operating of the authority. People at the end of the month, they need their salaries as little as it is. I am fortunate enough to have a wife working in the private sector. She gets paid. She will come and like clockwork, Keegan, hold this and give me some money to rally me till we get paid. Do you think that's right? And then there are those who, single mothers. Look, we had a mother this weekend gone. Her daughter got a serious asthma attack. 5 days she spent in Mount Hope, right? When she get the prescription, she don't have the money to go and fill this prescription. What kind of madness is that? You know what I mean? That's craziness. And single mother Dixie, 4 children Dixie have, right? So, and these children depend on this pay to be paid. And Dixie is one of many, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know she's ill today.
Yeah, she's ill today. Otherwise, she would have been here.
Speedy recovery.
Yeah, she would have been here front and center if she was better, right?
Yeah.
And that is another reason she's ill. We want to be. She's one of many of those who are ill because of it's a sick building we're working in. You know, she has sinus issues. Yesterday, she had to bring her daughter to the office, and the daughter come in there and a big sinus attack. So just communicate with us, right? Be honest with us. They cannot continue going on saying that we in a financial situation. The minister in birth last year come out and say the economy looking up and things looking nice. Is it because election is coming up they said that? The economy looking up, things looking nice. What is happening with the CDA? What is happening with the CDA, right? That's all we want to know. Communicate with the employees. I am there a little over 5 years, but as I said, the employees, they're 18, 19, 20, 21 years. Wow. 15, 16 years. About communicate with people and let people try to see what they could do. That's all we ask, you know?
Yeah. I want to thank you so much, Keegan Toyloy, for joining us here at the PSA TV and letting us know what's happening. But I will be following up with all of your stories and stuff like that, and even highlight to the public of what's happening in city, because it's very silent.
It is.
You don't hear about what's happening there. You will not hear it anywhere else besides here on PSA TV. So thanks for coming this morning. So we're going to toss a short break, and joining us up after, we have someone from the Nude Union joining us in just a short bit.